Hi everybody, hi, I think we're live now. It's Eve Oxbury here, Editor of Professional Beauty. Thank you all so much for joining us again for our Professional Beauty Virtual Beauty Week. Hopefully you've seen all the content we've had over the last couple of days. We have a fantastic speaker lined up for you next. Most of you will already have heard of Susan Routledge because we've done lots of content with her in the past on professional beauty. But for those of you who don't know, Susan Routledge is a business coach. She's a business turnaround expert, in fact, and also the owner of Finishing Touch Clinic in Concert, which she's run for more than 25 years now. So she's still very much in touch with what's needed to make a salon successful. And is managing her business through these difficult times, just like everyone else is. So she's in a perfect position to give us some advice at the moment. So Susan's talk is Susan Routledge. Sorry, I've got a bit of a sound conflicting issue there. Susan is going to give us lots of advice on how to double your profits and your clients during this difficult time of COVID-19, which we're going through right now. So welcome, Susan. Thank you for joining us.
Thanks for having me. It's a pleasure to be here. Thank you.
So, Susan, if we can get started, what do you think salons and indeed individual practitioners need to be doing now to prepare, I suppose, to double their cash and clients once we're all back to a situation that's a bit closer to normality?
Well, it's going to be so important, in particular to double, in particular, our cash, as we have to make back what we've lost. So not only do we have to hit the ground running, but we also have to now plan for the long term as well. So hopefully in all of this, we've kept all of our clients. But currently, everyone's concentrating on the short term and more around keeping that business stable as it can be, and quite rightly so, and getting all of the legalities in place and so many things that are totally alien to us. So I think we all need to congratulate ourselves for the fact that we've got so far on this, because it's just a situation that nobody's ever been in, as we know. We still don't know how long we're going to be closed. But that shouldn't now stop us looking at the long term and planning for the rest of the year. In fact, it's the perfect time now, because never before, or probably ever again, will we have so much time dedicated to working out our long-term plan and working on our businesses. And that includes things like, our marketing for the long term, projected forecasts, and everything we need really to get on track. So I've done 10 tips, and so really that is the first one, is really making sure that you set aside time to start and look ahead with marketing, with planning, and to plan for at least the rest of 2020. I know there's a lot of marketing going on at the moment for, how to stay in touch with clients. But I think now we need to as well start to expand on that, because we don't know how long we're going to be closed, but we do know that we will be open as the year goes on. So I think it is now time as well to start looking at where we're going to get to in the future. And then, the second tip that I had is the importance of watching your self-talk and also looking at your long-term goals. Because I personally think that there are just such huge opportunities out there now, because anything's achievable, and really, we practically got a blank canvas with our businesses where we can now start to put in place all of the things that we've thought about and possibly would never ever get around to. But as I say, I think I was in Thailand last week, and I was in a different bubble to here. As soon as I've come back here, everything is just, there's nothing else apart from, talking about the virus. It seems to be on the TV and social media and everywhere. So I think it's really important to keep your own self-talk and your self kind of belief in what you're doing. So I've got a really quick fun thing for everyone to do, because hopefully everyone's got a pen and paper. So if you write on your piece of paper, opportunities are, on one line, and then underneath in capitals, write NOWHERE, and then quickly look at it and read it back to yourself. Now, some people, it'd be great, pop it in the chat what you came up with. Now, some will have read opportunities are nowhere, and some will have read opportunities are now here. A really, really small shift that takes it from a negative to a positive. And I think that's sometimes what you just need to make sure that you're on that little positive slant kind of thing. So it's just something to be aware of during your day, just to find out whether you are staying on your positive side. So yeah, it'd be interesting to see what everyone came up with, because it's quite a fun thing to do. Right. So one of the other things that I always get when I'm working with salons is I always get salon owners to do long-term goals. And this is a great thing as well to do with your team. So it can be financial, business or personal. But really it's looking at a long-term goal. So if you looked at, say, the end of the year, you know, how much cash do you want to have in your business? How much, you know, do you want to have new equipment? What do you want your business to look like? And what do you want your personal life to look like? So, you know, if you can have an image of what you want it to be like, rather than just looking at the now, then it's proven that it does work. So what I always get salon owners to do is to like do a target, an achievable target, which is normally what they know they can do, and then do one where it's a target, which is just pushing yourself out of your comfort zone a little bit, and then do an outrageous target where it seems a little bit like, oh my word, can I really do that? But the amount of times that becomes a reality, the outrageous target. So again, that's just a great thing to do. And some of the I was chatting to one of the salon owners I work with a few months ago, and we'd probably worked for 4 or 5 years now in total. And when she was like saying, when she looks back at what were her outrageous targets, now they just seem really small. But, you know, it's just having that outrageous target. So I think that's quite a good one to do. Third one, get very lean on your expenses. And I know so many companies are helping us, suppliers, mortgage companies, lease companies, etc. What I mean is to use the time that you have to make a list of every person or company you pay money to, and decide if you need it, and if not, then cancel it. And if it helps you moving forwards as well, obviously keep it. And then look at what you're left with. But then now you have got time to actually ring every supplier that you person that you pay. So I know a lot of most companies now, they've got home workers, so it's a great time to speak to people. But then as well, make sure that you can get the best deal. Make a list of who you've spoken to, the conversation you had, any end dates of contracts and things like that. But then, you know, really like find out if you can get the best deals. And when I've done that again with like people in my programs and that, you know, in a year it's made up to thousands of pounds worth of difference. So that's a great one to do. And then just if you are, this is just on a side note, if you are strapped for cash, then a great thing to do rather than not pay someone is get your checkbook out. Write a check and send them a check, because then you've still made that commitment to pay, and it gives you a few days leeway. So, you know, it's always a good one that, you know, you're not saying you're not paying and they've got that. It's probably going to sit on that desk a few more days than it normally would, but then at least, you know, it's giving you that little bit of leeway. So, yes.
Thank you, Susan. That makes so much sense. I think I'm talking about delaying payments and getting lean on expenses. I mean, do you think that we're likely to go into recession? And if we do, then can salons still they expect to increase their business at this time?
Yes, Eve, I think it's inevitable that we're going to go into some kind of recession. You know, I mean, this is just such a huge upheaval. You know, I think when we first go back into business, it's going to be a case of, you know, like everyone's going to be, it's just going to be a massive, like everyone trying to get back to normal. But then, you know, it is going to have had a massive impact on a lot of businesses. So yeah, I think, you know, we are going to, and when I've spoken to other entrepreneur experts kind of thing, they're all saying that definitely worldwide we're going to go into some kind of recession. So, you know, that's the thing, you need to recession proof yourself, because again, in a recession, it's actually over 30 years since I started doing business, but time's gone. But you know, we've gone through a few recessions, and you know, you just got to make sure that you get yourself in the best position you can with systems and also real clarity around your business and what your business stands for, because the clearer the message, the more that you can expect to attract and keep the right clients and at the price that you want to charge. It's when someone tries to be something to everyone that the waters start to get muddied, and then it's really hard to make a strong stand and to stand out above your competitors. So I think we have to be prepared for less prepared salons who will be throwing out cheap offers if things get tough. And some of these salons, sadly, may not survive. But clients want value, and you need to be that number one salon that they want to turn to if a competitor doesn't survive. So, you know, yes, some clients want cheap, but you know, they're always going to flit from salon to salon and looking for the next offer. So, you know, they're probably not going to be the clients who you want, like, in your salon anyway. So, you know, yeah, I think it's just making sure that you get yourself, use this time to make your business as strong as possible, whether it's with, I know most staff are furloughed, but, you know, they can still volunteer to do training, or you can still pay for that, like pay them on top to do some training as well. You know, it's all the things that just to make you stand out as the best. And then next, this is probably slightly out of the box for some people, but you could, because like I say, they are going to be salons that don't want to continue or will suffer in the recession. So rather than them just closing, another thing you could do is to look to acquire or merge with another salon. So, you know, this is a great way to double your cash and your clients. So, you know, I worked for about a year, a long time ago, when I started doing business turnaround, just perfecting techniques where you can acquire a salon for no money down, but where all the parties still benefit. You know, so rather than someone just closing the salon, there are ways that you could either like merge those clients into your salon or end up with two salons. It's a great time to think about growing for the future. And as well, it's a great way to double your cash and your clients. And I'll be doing lots more on this in the next coming months, because I think it's going to become really relevant. But in the long run, you know, you're saving jobs, and you know, I have spoken to quite a few salon owners who this is way out of their comfort zone, and they are like thinking of just packing it all in. But, you know, quite often, you know, the ones I've spoken to are great therapists. So, you know, a way could be that they eventually come and work in your salon. So there's loads of different things. But I mean, most salon owners are full steam ahead and wanting to like really, really work hard with their salon. But, you know, and one point to note is that, you know, of course, if you are going to think, and that does appeal to you, to grow your salon by merging with someone else or acquiring another salon, you've got to make sure that you've got everything in place with your own salon, because it needs to be rock solid so that you can put that into another salon. So
of course, yeah, no, that's really strong advice. So on that note, I suppose, what preparation should we all have in place to be able to hit the ground running once we can open again?
Yeah, next one. One of the biggest things is getting your rebookings right. Now, depending on whether you've booked for the long term before or whether you've just booked clients one appointment ahead, you may be looking by the time we open to still having a lot of clients booked in, or you could be looking at just a blank screen. So I was going to be hosting one of the workshops at Excel on how to book your clients 12 months in advance. So obviously, it is something that you can do, and when you reopen, you need to immediately create a sense of scarcity of how busy you're going to be, and automatically get clients booked in for the long term, at least until Christmas. If you're just going to book clients one ahead, this is just such a prime opportunity to get clients when they're buzzing. Clients will be so overjoyed to be back. So booking ahead won't be an issue at all. And look back into your client's history and get everything booked ahead prior to calling them, and then you can just say, right, what we've done, we've just taken we're booking you ahead up until Christmas, just so we know we've got you in, because it's everyone's wanting to be in with us and it's so busy, and clients love it, absolutely love it. But one thing, don't ask when the client wants, don't say, when would you like to book? Or don't let them say, or say to them, do you just want to give us a ring? You need to get in your head that right, this is it, we are going to be fully booked. And then very soon it does become a reality that you're full. It normally takes about 6 weeks when I'm working with a salon to get them to change their booking system and to book way ahead. But this way, you can just do it from day one. All the clients need rebooking really, or readjusting. So it's a perfect time to do it. And what you tend to find is clients respect their appointments then, they don't cancel. But I know a lot of people take deposits. So if you normally take deposits, then you'll perhaps have to work out a plan. But this way of running your business is definitely less stressful than looking in your book 6 weeks ahead and panicking, and that you haven't got clients booked in. And as well for your team, it's far nicer to look way ahead and see that you're fully booked. So this is just the perfect time to do it. We had I have a boot camp every January in Durham, and they some of the PB team came this time, which was lovely, Mark and Eleanor and things. But we did something on rebooking, and we had Kat, who I think's on this call, who was a client who's in Chicago and now a great friend. Kat, she is now booked not until this June, until next June. So she's booked over a year ahead, so, and that's just, she's great at what she does, but the clients, she was saying now, because she's so booked, that if she can't make an appointment, the clients are actually selling their appointments to their friends.
Wow, that's a situation to be in. That's pretty impressive.
I think Kat's she's just done a webinar thing for, a blog for Forest, which is a great one as well. So Stephen as well, one of the guys who was at the boot camp, he started just before booking clients ahead. And then in January, he was saying that this Christmas coming, he was actually busier than Christmas just gone, so it does prove that it does really work. But a great book to read, now everyone's got time, or to get on Audibles, Oversubscribed by Daniel Priestley. That's a really good one to read. So yes, I'll just have a little drink of water.
You do that. Thanks, Susan. I know, we've kind of changed the way that we're doing the presentation. So this is very off the cuff, but fantastic advice. It's really nice for people to be able to
I was going to do that. When I saw everyone was having problems with slides, we thought, right, we'll just do interview.
And people get to see our faces too. So, I mean, what more could we want?
6, this is actually a great time to do a price increase, which you might think not. But you can also use it as a rebooking tool. So what you could do is, if you're a little bit unsure about just saying to clients, right, we booked you up until Christmas, what you could do is instigate like a price increase, but then say to all the clients that, right, you know, we're going to hold the price just for you as a regular client up until Christmas. And then, you know, so that, and they get it that price, but any new clients come in will pay the extra price, or clients that don't want to book for the long term as well. So it just makes them feel special. And also it means that you've got new clients coming in, and all of your existing clients all know that the prices are going to change again at Christmas. So it's a great one to do. It's a great time to look at signature treatments as well, which, you know, if you can make your treatments so that they are exclusive to your salon, then it makes your price irrelevant, because then, you know, that someone looks at sort of a nail treatment somewhere else and you've got a signature treatment, then it's going to be a different treatment. So they don't associate it the same. So that's another good thing to do. Right, where are we at? Power of 4. I always talk about this. We're up to 7 now. Power of 4 is basically, again, think this is a great thing to do if you start like rebooking your clients. And it was Darren Sherlaw, who is a business analyst, who taught me this. And the analytics that they've done over many businesses show that, like, if you have a client who just comes for one treatment consistently, you've got 50% chance of keeping them loyal. Once you get them having 2 services, that goes up to 75%, 3 services 85%, and 4 95%. So it means that if someone's coming for facials and nails and a few other treatments, then if someone buys them a gift voucher to go somewhere else, they haven't got the embarrassment of coming back, kind of thing. But this is a great time. You know, it's not just us who do this. It's loads of companies where, you know, like supermarkets now, you go in, once over you went for your groceries, now they've got opticians in there, they've got currency places in there, you can do the lottery, they've got all sorts in there, because they know that the more time, like the more that they can keep you in one place, the more you're going to stay loyal to them. So this is a great time to do combination treatments and pricing. So if somebody is normally just comes for a leg wax, what you could do is say, right now what we've got a package where it also includes a bikini line and something else, because once you've got somebody there, your time obviously goes down. So it's a great way, once you're rebooking people, to book them in with like a package, where rather than just having one treatment.
Sure. Yeah.
Where are we at now? 8.
You were going to talk a bit about working with other businesses as well, because I think kind of making those connections is really important to everyone at the moment, sort of trying to reach out and get in touch with each other and just see how people can work together. Yeah. So are there any ways that you can kind of give tips on to partner with other businesses for events or for any other sorts of initiatives?
Yeah, I mean, the thing is that you probably have to instigate it yourself, because what I've found when we've done anything like this, it's always been me that's been leading at the front. But you know the clients, like their favourite boutiques, their favourite restaurants, everything like that. So it's a great thing to work alongside them, whether you organise a comeback event. That would be a great one. You know, so that like all of like your local boutique, all of their customers come along, you have like food from a local restaurant and things, and just have it so, but you're benefiting from all of their clients and vice versa. So it's a great way to actually generate more clients, because as well, your clients will fall into a certain avatar. So, there will be, they will shop at the same places, not all of them, but you will find that like there'll be a main core of them. So you can pretty much work out which are the sort of businesses that partner well with your business. Or you could like have a card that you sell where someone gets benefits and they can take it to another shop and get benefits there too. So there's lots and lots of things around that. So there's that. Other thing is just skipping back, skincare and combination treatments. That's a great thing. Clients more than ever now will be realising that they've got all this time on their hands, and as well that they'll be missing that treatment. But as well, like that skincare becomes more important than ever now. So, a great thing, again, when you're booking clients in is to like say that, there's 8,760 hours in a year. So 12 facials really is only you're working with someone for 12 to 16 hours out of all of that. So they need skincare at home. So it's a great thing to like now possibly start and package it all together. So there's that, and then the only other thing that I had was educate yourself, which obviously everyone's doing who's on this, and on these have been absolutely fantastic. And what I would say is like surround yourself with inspirational people, because sometimes your family don't understand your business, and then we're trapped with them 24/7.
Yeah. It's been quiet at times. I think we probably all
understand your business. So, I mean, all of these webinars and all of this, there's so much great information and so many people just leaning in to like offer things and that, and I think that's just absolutely brilliant. So, as I say, we stuck with them for a little while.
Well, thank you so much for sharing. Thank you so much for sharing all your wisdom with us, Susan. It's really, really useful, and it's great to kind of keep in touch as well, and as you say, sort of get these tips out during this time when we need them more than ever. I know you've got an offer to talk to everyone about. Just before we go on to that, I wonder if we could just answer a couple of questions. I've got a few questions from people who are watching. One person has asked, what percentage of your costs do you think it's reasonable to expect to save? I think at the moment, if you are negotiating suppliers and that sort of thing, and if you are looking to cut costs on the whole, what sort of costs, I suppose,
I wouldn't take a percentage. I think at the moment cash is king. So I think any cash you can get, you just need to like keep it, because I know things like, HMRC are deferring things, but all of this money is going to have to be paid back. So I wouldn't look at it as a percentage. I just like think just as much cash as you can, just get it stockpiled. Definitely. Just before I forget on this one, it's totally different. But with HMRC, with VAT payments, we have to cancel a direct debit apparently. So it doesn't, otherwise the payment still goes out just before.
Okay, so that's a good tip for everybody.
Yeah, I would say it like it's. I just think now as much cash as you can get and stockpile.
Another question we've got from Sean, who says, if staff are furloughed, I understood they're not allowed to do any work. So how do you keep in contact with your staff and make sure they're ready to return to work when we can open again?
Right. I mean, the thing is, there's been so much confusion around all of this. But basically, if someone's furloughed, they're temporarily laid off, but then they come back with the same conditions. So you can, they can volunteer to do some bits and pieces, so like online training and things like that. But you can't enforce someone to do it. But you can, with training, you can pay them to do training. So if you decided that you wanted someone to do some training, and you could enforce that kind of thing and say, right, yes, I want everyone to do this training, but that would be paid work. But there's a lot of like say online things and things going on at the moment. But I think there's a lot of, it's one of those things that's only a certain amount of businesses I think can afford to pay the staff outside of like the 80% because there's no income coming in. But ACAS have got their website's really good, and the government website's really good. And also yesterday, Suzanne Dibble, who's like a lawyer who deals with the government, she did a really good, she has like Suzanne Dibble business support. She did like a 2-hour, well, it was supposed to be 1 hour, 2-hour thing on all about like all the different legalities around what you can and can't do, kind of. That was it.
So yesterday I had a great webinar with the NHBF.
That was great. That was really good.
Definitely, we've got all of these webinars on our YouTube page and on our website at the moment. So if people did miss that one, you can still catch that later. There's lots of advice in there too. Another question, Susan, for you. Who inspires you? People want to know. I'm inspiring everybody today, but who do you look to for inspiration?
I look for inspiration to people like who have the book I mentioned, people like Daniel Priestley, and people like mentors that I've worked with. I always think you do need to have a mentor. So, I've always got someone. I think you've always got to have someone who's like a higher level to you kind of thing, and surround yourself, like I say, with inspirational people who are similar. But so I have business mentors as well.
And just on that topic, actually, someone has asked, what was the name of the book that you mentioned? Are you able to just say that again to anyone?
Oversubscribed by Daniel Priestley. Oversubscribed by Daniel Priestley. Yeah. Really good one. It's all about how to oversubscribe your business, but it gives it just gives lots and lots of examples. It's a really good book.
Excellent. We all need a good read at the moment. One other question. Ambience Beauty Salon has said, I think people will be so low that they will need us. How can we keep our clients positive at the moment? By keeping in touch. And I think, it is, I know some people have got like that team are doing little videos and different things. And I think it's just really clients just need to see your face. So I know we're thinking of doing maybe it's just like little interviews with the girls, like sort of just like what they've been up to and things like that, because it's it's such a personal relationship, and people so we're still contacting all of the clients who were booked in and things and keeping in touch with them, because it's a great time to keep in touch because everybody's at home. So it's like where normally you struggle to get in touch with clients, like they're all there. It's got to be some bonuses, haven't there, I suppose, to this. So Susan, I think that's all the questions we've had. So thank you so much for all your amazing advice. I know that you did want to share an offer with everyone. So can you just quickly tell us about that? Because I have like a membership site called Beauty Directors Club, which I've had now for 2 years. And what I do is I write some business bundles in there. These are like mini courses, and I also get other experts to write them too. So there's all things like about how to get 100 new clients, how to handle staff situations. There's all sorts in there. There's interviews with like Mark and key directors. There's resources in there. There's book downloads. There's meditations. There's all sorts in there. So I had a word with the current members and said, look, how would you feel about if we just like opened it up for free for a couple of weeks and just let everyone have access? And everyone was like, yes, just do it. So I think the link's in the chat. But what we've done as well, I've been doing, while I was in Thailand, I was just doing lots of interviews with, we did a lot on like sort of furlough and things with Chris Cheney, had Jean-Pierre de Villiers, who has Sue Ingram. We had just loads and loads, David Wright.
So all of that's there. And then on top of that, tomorrow we start and doing, what I'm doing is just having like an open office where it's just, everyone can just come in and I'll get different experts in there, but face to face, you can get all your questions answered. So it's like a mentoring kind of thing. So that's just 4 members. So yeah, it'd be lovely to have, just come in and use everything that's there. It's all there ready for you, and you get a reminder day 11 to tell you whether you wanted to stay or whether you wanted to cancel as well, so that it's no obligation.
Excellent. So we'll be pasting the links for that into the chat of the YouTube group that everyone's watching. We'll also post them on the website as well, so if people do miss this live, they can come back and access those links afterwards. But yeah, I just wanted to mention also that if people weren't aware, that anyone who is watching any of our webinars can claim CPD hours for this. So you get 1 hour for every webinar that you attend, and you can do that just by filling out a form on our website, and the link is professionalbeauty.co.uk/VBW CPD. So that's Virtual Beauty Week CPD. So yeah, do that if you're watching any of these webinars. But for now, thank you so much, Susan Routledge. I think the advice has been fantastic, and it's been great to see you and to interact with you as well.
Oh, thanks, Eve, and everyone just stay safe.
Yeah, me too. And hopefully we'll speak to you soon. Thank you very much.
Bye.
Bye.